do. Here's- Hola. Morning, everybody. Anybody coming in? Just just kind of hanging out at this point. I was getting ready to do some dishes, get some breakfast, and I just thought I'd go live so I can chat it up. I'm not cooking anything right now, anybody. I'm sorry. Today I'm right now anyways, I'm just doing hi mama. I'm just doing nothing, and I thought, hey, maybe I'll go live and see what's up. What's up? I'm papacitos. ¿Cómo está, mi amor? Hi, papas. I miss you. Anyways, Liz, did you? I was thinking about you last night. There was so much I had to tell you last night. I didn't want to bother you. It was like 12 or 1, and I was like, no, I don't want to wake her. But anyways, I was listening to some like news, celebrity news and stuff. They were talking about Lizzo's being sued by a couple of her dancers. But the bigger thing, I mean, that's a big deal. But the other thing was they were saying that Taylor Swift gave like 55 million. Hello. I'm sorry. I love you. It's okay, Commander. I love you, baby. Um, I was just in and out last night, and then I was like, oh, she's. I thought you had gone for the night, so then that's when I was like, oh, I might as well just go to bed then. Hey, Texas party people. So I was kind of in and out of like just watching celebrity stuff news, and they were talking about one Lizzo, about what she did, about with her dancers. But then one of the persons was commentating said that they tend to believe that she did do this because they were supposed to, somebody was going to do a documentary on Lizzo at the time, and she was there for a couple weeks time, and she just kind of got the vibe of what was going on around her, and she noticed that it was just a very toxic toxicity, like the way she spoke to the people, the way she spoke to just rude crap, like just I guess not a very nice person. So the person who was supposed to do the documentary backed out and decided she didn't want to work with Lizzo to do the documentary. So that's the only thing. I guess it's alleged from they had 3 girls and then the lawyer, but they were saying that she had said one of them had said like I need to talk to you about your weight, like pretty much body shaming her about what the body weight gain, not necessarily keeping fit the way she thought. Like she had just gotten a little chubby, and she said that she wanted to address it. That if she's able to move the way she should be moving, you know what? I thought that too, Commander. Because I heard Mariah Carey stuff too. Like that Mariah Carey is just like an absolute biatch. And I love Mariah Carey's music. But I've heard more than one people talk about Mariah Carey's not a very nice person, which I adore her. I didn't want to hear that. I love her voices. That reminds me of when I was like, I guess in my single days in high school and all this stuff. So for me, I started asking myself, do I like Mariah Carey music? Because I think she's like she reminds me of those feelings, like those high school feelings, like always be my baby, like songs like that. But when I knew that, I found out, not new, but once people commented on how she was not a nice person, that made my heart so sad. Like, no, like it's almost like when I found out Ben Affleck had web feet. Like I thought Ben Affleck was the bomb. Like I think he's fine and gorgeous and all this other stuff. But then when I found out he had web feet, I'm like, no, bro, I could not play footsies with web feet. Now, is it true? I don't know. But Ben Affleck's so good looking. And I don't even know who started this little rumored about his little toes being attached. Not that there's anything wrong if any people out there have web feet. But I don't want Ben Affleck to have web feet. Let's just say that. And what did you say, Liz? Because it was all in the show. What was in the show, bitch? If anyone has ever seen her show on Amazon, she hired big girls, but was very big on that at any size they had to be able to keep up. When I heard what was going on, it was weird. Yes, it is. What? It's not yellow? Because I don't want no web toes. Bitch, I don't want web toes. Do you? Think of it. Playing footsies? Like every now and then, you're not like, hey, let's go get a pedicure. Me and Joe's gone to get a pedicure. And they grab his little patitas. And the lady goes, ¿Qué está haciendo? Like, no, bro. I would say that too. Like, what is up with those toes? But so I was sad about Lizzo, like sad that, well, I think the problem is that she portrays, let me say that. She portrays everybody. We love being big girls. Like on TikTok, that girl can bust a body move. Like for real, she can move. I don't know. Like, I want to say that for the people saying that it's true, I'll give them that because they said, and there was a little bit of intimidation. She was like sitting across from a table at some girl, and she was like, "You better be," like she like kind of buffed up her chest, like her shoulders, and kind of like like her fist kind of clenched them, and goes, "You better be glad that I'm sitting over here." Like she tried to use some sort of intimidation to them. Like what? Like I mean, bro, I think a lot of people talk big shit like that, but you have to be careful in this with being an employer. It's like I guess one of them was saying that one of the girls was forced to touch a naked body, which she wasn't down for, but she did it because they just felt like with my employer asking me to, I need you to rub your hand, I need you to put your hand or whatever the words. She felt like she had to do it. It wasn't her body. I don't believe it was her body. It was another person's body. But the girl felt like, you know how when they dance and sometimes the move has one of the dancers like rubbing the body slowly, like, I don't know, I've seen Bruno Mars do it, and I'm just like, damn, bro, I want to be that one that gets to rub his chest. Even though you're not like rubbing his chest, your hand's kind of like gliding over it. Well, have you seen what Lizzo does? No, bitch, what did she do, Commander? Let it all out, girl. I mean, that's the thing is that if somebody wasn't down for it, how do you like make them without making it feel like they have to do it? Like, let's just say, like when my niece and nephew come over, I'm like, oh, hey, can you grab me a bottle of water? And I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I don't want you to feel like, because they would do it without asking because they respect me. So I make it a point to not ask them for anything because I don't want them to feel like I have to do it because it's my aunt. Like, not, I don't know, maybe that's a different situation, but I would feel like if somebody of an employer is asking me to do something, watch out for the big girls was the show. Oh shit, Liz, no, bitch. Liz is dropping the tea. Okay, so also on the heels of that, you guys, she's nasty, very sexual. No, Lizzo's very sexual. Ew. Did you just say she bent over with her whole big old ass out? Nothing against her, but in general, anybody bending over when no, homie ain't down for that shit. I think it's just gross. That to me is gross. Like just because I don't mind and just because your partner doesn't mind doesn't mean that the world don't mind. Like seeing stuff that are supposed to be private spot stuff. I don't know. That's just me. That makes me feel very weird about her. I think she outlined her job requirements and very plainly. Oh, shut up. Oh, so you're saying in their job requirements, it was very plain what they're going to be, and it's going to be certain amount of rawness per se. And I don't mean raw, but very much out there. So she's probably thinking, can't really complain now. You knew what you're coming into. Is that what you're thinking? Oh, wow. That's gross. I mean, it's more weird that somebody would not feel weird about bending over with no clothes on. She was trying to get through being raised very sheltered to become a regular person. Okay, you guys got to hear this. So it wasn't so much that she did that, but also Taylor Swift was also, this is the thing. I think what happened was it came out right now, but what also came out was that Taylor Swift gave like over 50 million in bonuses to her crew for her Eras crew tour people. Like bus drivers got 100,000 and like stage managers and dancers. Everybody got feria, like chingas feria. Like, I mean, that's the thing is you look at two different musicians and they have both of them have dancers and both of them have like they have their people and how one treats their people completely different than the other one treats them. That's the only thing that makes me so sad is like, I mean, I think they both make bank. Obviously, I think Taylor makes a little bit more bank, but that doesn't mean you don't need to be nice to them. Did I tell you that girl said, the lady with the documentary, she said that from based on what she saw, she had decided she couldn't do the documentary. She said, based on, I just felt like it felt wrong. It felt gross to be in that vibe that she was just seeing a toxic person speak very gross and disrespectful to her dancers and very disrespectful to her. Everybody was just like kind of walking on eggshells with them. So for that lady with the documentary is like, Joe, I can't do this. I'm out. So she didn't want to work with Lizzo because she said it's not even that the documentary is going to show that, but I'm going to be clipping it most of the time because you don't want it to show all you being like that. But aside from that, I don't want like the people that were in the documentary crew, the photographers, the people that, all the people that she had going to be doing the documentary. That lady said, I don't want my crew around what Lizzo's being. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think her name's Tay Tay. I think Taylor's making more money. But bro, you can give them $1,000 bonus to everybody and like on a different level instead of a 50 million, bro. Oh my God. But you can still give them over 5 million in bonuses. I mean, let me just put it like this. Cardi B and J-Lo are all like somewhat, kind of around the Lizzo, whatever, money train-ish. I've never heard anybody say, and I think J-Lo, if anybody, be all like, bro, you got to have that whip it, get it together kind of body. Because look, I'm 50, and if I can get this shit together, then y'all better be able to too. But I've never heard anybody, which makes me so sad. I think it makes it worse because Lizzo has the, what's the word? Reputation of being like everybody's accepted no matter what your body looks like. The documentary's on Amazon. It was like American Idol for big get chingo. Liz, you're the worst bitch ever, bro. You're the worst ever. Why do you have to say it's so awful? Shit. It's American Idol, but you gotta be a big girl. Oh my shit, Lo. I'm gonna punch her. How is she? Oh, so no shit, that's wrong. She hired big girls, but told them the moment their size became an issue, blah blah blah, because of the physicality of being a dancer, that they would be removed. Yeah, but to be threatened and removed, bro. Come on. She may have had a thong on. I didn't see. Somewhere up in there was a thong, but it wasn't highly visible. I'm dead. I watched it because my sister told me she made them cry. And I kept seeing, Doge, for real, Liz? Oh, no. That's just, oh, my God. That's the worst part. First of all, like, you don't know what they're going through in their life. Maybe their boyfriend is mean to them and they eat to get out of that mindset. Hey, T. Kelly, how you doing, baby? Um, you don't know what makes somebody be the weight that they are. Maybe they're trying to lose weight, and maybe they are on. Maybe they have. I had a slow thyroid forever. I mean, I obviously still probably, yeah, because that's what it is. No, I'm just kidding. But when I was in high school, I was like the chubby girl, and you don't know what it was. They didn't know that my boyfriend was abusive and that he was like controlling, and who knows if that was my outlet back in high school. But to shame them is like, that's so mean. That, like, I get it that you're going, hey, this is what the job requirements are, and if you can't bend over, flip flop, and get your body to do the things that I'm going to put it through, I get it. But at the same time, don't you feel like I don't know, like there's a level of, it's almost like saying I need you to work the weekends. That's one thing to say, I need you to work the weekends, or I need you to work at least 2 weekends out of the month. But to say, like, you, you're, I don't know. I think weight, I don't know. I just think it's so, maybe it's because I'm on a personal level with the weight thing, but I feel like it's just cruel because you don't know what that person's coming in with. Yeah, true, Commander. Nowadays, thin girls are shame shit. I wish I was in that boat, bro. I for sure wish that. Most of the dancers' outfits are thongs. Shut the front door. That's what I said. At her size, why is she shaming them? She looks similar to the. Yes, I mean they're not that. And she was the girl that said it looked like she was a good. I mean, she looked chubby. I guess she wanted to shake it, like shake it, like a salt shaker. She ain't trying to shake it like it's just a little salt packet. She wants that salt. She wants that to shake like it's the whole freaking shaker. Like, come on. I just, I think when you're big, it's like me shaming Joe, or like, bro, you gonna lose some weight, or like, yeah, I would go over there and talk to my neighbor, but she's a big girl. It's like, bro, I'm a big girl. How am I gonna go and say, hey, Grateful? How am I gonna do that? She wants the thunder shaking. Shit. She wants to feel it over on her side of the state. When she's in LA, she wants her when she's in New York to feel it shaking too. You know what? You don't know what somebody's going through to tell them that they need to lose more weight or get it together. You're going to have to do something. I think it's rude, but I also think that, like Liz said, that she told them at go, like, you're going to have to be able to do the things. So maybe that would have been better than Liz to say that you're not able to keep up with the performance at the requirements. You would thought she would have done it like that for lawsuit reasons. She would have said, hey, the job is requiring you to do a little bit more extensive dancing, and it seems like you're not able to keep up. Like, then you get your bases covered. But to bring up the weight is, one, rude, and two, you're the one who gets up there on TikTok and goes, hey, we all want love. We all deserve love. Don't worry about what we look like. That's just mean. That's mean. It's mean because you don't know what has that person in that position that they're in. Does that make sense? I mean, if you would have ever seen her itty. What's an itty? It's hard to believe she is shaming people. Her whole brand is centered around big girls, including in mainstream beauty standards. I mean, Yeah. Well, not only that is, I mean, I think I think thick is kind of in because I feel like the Kardashians kind of made it normalized. Oh, here's her brand. Oh, I got you. So well, I wonder why she named it Itty, like itty bitty. Come on. But like the Kardashians made it norm to have the thicker thighs, thicker body. And I just think there's a lot more people in this day and age that are trying to be thick versus like 70s, 80s when like everybody was trying to be thin. I feel like everybody's trying to get the like the what do they call it? The cakes, I know that, but they call it like a dump truck cakes. Um the BBL or something like that. Like everybody's trying to get the big booty back. And I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong if you don't. I just think it's wrong, first of all. I was going to say if you don't, whatever, know what they're going through, but it's just wrong. Really, dude? You're fascinated watching her dance? Dude, are you only following me because I'm a big fat girl, Commander? I feel like you are following me only because I'm a big girl. Now that I know that you have a fascination with big fat women, you're following me because I'm big, and you're fascinated watching a big girl cook. Hola, madre. That's just crazy. But an employer, I think she has a different role because she is responsible for her workers. If you hear the conversation style she has with her crew, I think it's more so these people were scorned. You know what? That makes sense, Liz. Mom, we're talking about Liz. Not, I mean, I mean, not Liz. We're talking about Lizzo. I'm sorry, Liz. I didn't mean you, bitch. But if you could dance, that'd be great. Thanks. I love you, Commander. I'm Liz. Shut up. You didn't do the wow wow. I meant to say Lizzo, Mom. Lizzo, not Liz. Liz, I'm sorry, girl. I'll call you afterwards. I'll make it better. I'm sorry. Did I really just say Liz? Oh, shit. Wow. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry, yo. Sorry, Mom. So, anyways, Lizzo was shaming her dancers. It would be like how you call me bitch. I don't care. And then one day you do it, and I start going on the YouTube streets telling everybody how you disrespect me. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I got you. Yeah. Damn, dude, you tell everybody I call you bitch. I do call you bitch. I do it in our text. Yeah, I think it's really crappy of her as a person. A talking bean? A talking bean? You just made a talking bean? What's a talking bean? It's my preferred title. I love you. T. Kelly, what's a talking bean? Oh, you made a short of a talking bean. Am I supposed to? Is it me? Did you put me over there as a talking beaner? I'm just kidding, bro. I don't mind. Um, so, Mom, Lizzo did that, and then what's her name? Taylor Swift went and gave over 50 million. It's you, a talking bean. Commander, shut your ass. I'm talking, and I should take offense, but I'm just laughing about this shit to care. Yeah, me and Joe laugh about most of the stuff. We rarely take offense to stuff. We're like, did that just say that? Okay, guys, couple of things. The movie. Oh, what's the series I was just had in my head? Um, you guys have to watch Claim to Fame. It's on Hulu. Shut up. Oh shit. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. We're not even gonna bring up any of the YouTube drama. But I appreciate you making that, T. Kelly, because I will stop over and have it a little peeky peek. Um, but I do appreciate that. What was I just gonna tell you just now? Um, oh, Claim to Fame, you guys. It is about. Oh, I need to. Okay, Claim to Fame is about something very. It's pretty funny. It's pretty much about somebody you're related to is very famous and you have to hide it. Um, what was I? It's like say Chase. Let's just say Chase was a relative, like not a long distance relative, but a relative. But well, let's just say I'm related to I don't know. Let's just say I'm related to J Lo. Then I go on a show and I go over there and say, um, I give people clues and I said somebody I know, the person that I'm related to, has an Emmy, has been in a couple of movies, and he sings whatever. I kind of give you the you want to you want to lie to these people so that they don't guess your person. So the last person in the group, like there's like 12 of them, and the last person that is the last person that standing per se wins $100,000. But it's kind of cool because they ask you questions about it, um, like each week they have a game, and you have to try to figure out who said or who like let's just say it was J Lo, and I go on this game and I go um they ask me to do like a little skit of something. I do it, and they go, "Oh, she can't be a singer because listen to her voice; it sucks." Or, well, anyways, last year they had Whoopi Goldberg's granddaughter. They had like James Dean's grandson, or they have like Kiki's sister. I think they had Kiki's sister because Kiki, I guess, has 4 sisters, and Kiki's sister was there. But it's kind of cool, one, because the you're actually seeing the a person that's related, and they play games on trying to giving clues. Like let's just say you get a chance at asking them a question. You'll go blah 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 blah, and you kind of make friends with everybody in there. But that's what was messed up about it is last year they made everybody kind of made friends, kind of allies, kind of friends, blah 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 blah. Well, then you realize the one of the girls that was in the final was literally lying to somebody that she was supposedly room partners with the whole time. Like one of them was Jason Aldean's or some country singer's uh, nephew. But you realize that your relationship or your friendship in that house is literally fake because you can't really say, oh, didn't, yeah, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, she looked just like her, Grateful, just like Simone Biles. I mean, she isn't that the girl of the Olympic lady? She literally looked identical to the Olympic girl. I mean, if you didn't know who, but they kept her around because she could still be the deciding vote. Does that make sense? Like people used her almost as leverage. One more vote on our side to get that person to vote that person out. But yeah, Simone Biles was the sister, and it was awful. If it's based on money, people are going to be a whole lot of fake to win. Yeah, yeah. It's a cool show though, because some of them are the people you like. Like I think Kiki Palmer's amazing. She's hilarious. So when I saw somebody that was, it's Kiki Palmer and then somebody else. There was a bunch of them. There was a bunch of people. What was the softball player? Like not what was this? It was a softball player or a football player. Oh, Kelly. Steve Kelly? No. My God, how do I know football and not know this? There's some Kelly guy who it was his daughter that was there. And it was just cool, you guys. And it's like, I believe all of them are on Hulu now. So you can actually binge watch the whole season. Another really good show is Crime Scene, Crime Scene Kitchen. Jim Kelly, damn grateful. Who is you, bitch? She's just coming in with all these little answers. There's the Crime Scene Kitchen. I believe that's on, I don't know what channel. Let me just say that. But they each get like 2 or 3 minutes in the kitchen. So you get like say five people of two in each kitchen. So those, like say me and Liz go into one kitchen and go into the crime scene kitchen and we look around. Me and Joe literally go, okay, the first thing I would look at is this and then this. But you look at the kitchen and you see what utensils are used. You see what everything, what utensils, what's in the refrigerator, what's used on the counter, any crumbs that are on the counter. You look in the sink, you look in the oven, you look in the drain board to see what is drying, be like they washed. Like if they say there was a round cake pan in the draining board, but you saw square pans on the counter. So then your brain's going, well, why are the square pans out there? What part did that have? Or you see pecans, but the canister that had the pecans isn't open, but you find an almond, little sliced almond on the countertop. Basically, you try to figure out what was made in the kitchen on where you just walked into. Does that make sense? It's really, I mean, I guess if you like cooking, you kind of were like, oh my God, I know what it is. They made a tort, they made a fruit tort, or a lot of like what they're trying to insinuate. But you guys, it's funny because contestants you see contestants be like how do I say it? They're like trying to remember what was in it, and then they go back to their kitchen and they go, okay, there was strawberries on the counter and I saw cream cheese in the trash. They must have made a raspberry tort. And it's like, what? Where did you get a raspberry tort? You just said strawberries. You said cream cheese. And how the hell did you pull a raspberry tort? Or you saw chocolate on the counter, but you came up with a peanut butter souffle or something stupid. But bro, it's funny because you see people people just kind of guessing, and it's just funny. It's funny to see people not know what the hell's up. We could play that after you and Joe make dinner. Liz, I'm gonna punch your ass, bitch. Dude, our kitchen goes from like the counter to the table behind us. That's why sometimes when we're talking to you guys at the end, and Joe's sitting down over here, and I kind of like show Joe over here. He's like shaking his head, no, like don't show it, don't show me over here. The table's got pans stacked up because we don't like our countertop is our sink, so we can't put any of our dishes in the sink because that is literally showing. That's just so stupid. I hate you. I literally hate you, dude. I'm gonna punch your. Shit, I can't breathe. Shit, we're in Texas, y'all. We have bad heat levels out here. I was actually getting ready to make breakfast, And I started doing the dishes, and I was like, oh, let me. And I was like, God, there's nothing really on to watch while I'm doing the dishes. And I was like, bitch, you be on. So I went live because there's nothing to watch. And I was like, okay, I'll just go live. Oh, thank you, Grateful. It's stupid Liz, bro. Liz is all extra stupid. Anyways, we just we're like cooking and we get done and we turn around and we're like, oh my God. It literally looks like it was Thanksgiving dinner. We have like 5 pans, 12 bowls. Every one of our spoons is dirty, our glass, everything is dirty in the kitchen. And so Joe's kind of like, don't show me, don't. And I was like, what? And I start showing him. I'm like, what are you saying? And then he looks at me and he's like, his eyes shift over to the table, you know. And I was like, oh, who cares? Bye, madre. Mom, why you have to be all difficult? She's so Pete. Um, Anyways, that's another thing, you guys. My brother canceled for this Friday or this Saturday. He was supposed to be doing the clam chowder and crab cakes. I know Liz got those jokes, bro. I know. How dare we live here? That's a joke. Because honestly, when we went live for like 4 days, 6 days straight, I literally have to have my kitchen ready to go because, well, one, I don't like it to be cluttered. I don't like it to be like, well, I mean, not that I care, but I want to be able to find the ingredient I need. That's why I put it out. And number two is, I mean, to be truthful, we know that we had one. Not that I think that I see what you can't, because she always said, "Girl, I would never do that to you," but I always am, afraid of the person that was not nice, that I see what you can't would like zoom in behind her. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. Don't do it to me. She's like, bitch, I would never do that to you. But I'm just still, I don't want to be like, well, first of all, because gives me anxiety. It's the only reason I keep everything in order is because I have anxiety. Like when Joe starts cooking and I start wiping off the counter and putting things away, because my brain starts going, oh my God, there's a cup, there's an extra glass, there's an extra spoon. Why is there so much stuff out? And I can't even focus on the chat. I can't focus on Joe, what he's saying. I just start seeing there's this stuff on the counter, extra stuff on the counter. Why is all this stuff is on the counter? And it's in my head. So my OCD starts taking over and I'm like, I just got to put it on the counter. Like it freaks me out. When I get up in the morning, I like to see my sink empty with my covers over the top of them and my kitchen table clear. Like I just want to see it clear. And then I look up on top where our living room is and I want to see it clear. I don't want shirt. Not even, and Joe always leaves his damn socks on the couch or the pillow, or we have a throw. So we have a throw that goes on the recliner, but he always covers, or, I like it cold in here. So I usually find it over here on him and I'm like, I don't care if he uses it, but put it back on the chair. But being married 20 years, you pick and choose we pick and choose. Let me just say that. It doesn't matter. I'll just get up and I'll move it. I'll get up and put it where I want it. Because, I mean, what a shitty thing. If I were to wake up and the first thing he says is, babe, could you put the chair away where it belongs? Or, babe, could you put that back where, like, that's just bullshit. Yeah, you pick your battles. I got tacos from the Snack Shack. Don't choke, T. Kelly. Don't choke. Please keep it together. Keep it together. Yeah, you choose your battles. Like, and I try to think of, honest to God, it is the most laid back. Well, the reason I divorced my first husband, you guys, was because he was such. It wasn't that he was he wasn't affectionate enough. He didn't think about like any of the kissing and hand holding. like even touching my leg, my thigh, my back when he's passing behind me. Like he would never put his hand on my back. Like to him, any kind of physical contact is only in the bedroom. Aside from that, I would joke around and play around, and he was like just kind of like monotone. But he was a good guy. And my first husband beat the shit out of me. So then this guy treated me like a queen, but he also didn't have a backbone. So I would be like, hey, the girls want to go out. And he's like, yeah, sure, go. And like literally I could come home at 3 or 4 in the morning and he would never say a thing. And I felt like I felt bad, to be honest with you. I felt bad that I was with him. Oh, shut up, Liz. Um, I felt bad that I was taking advantage of him. And my dad would be like, like he would say his name. You need to tell her no. You need to speak up. And he never did because he was just like, it's like, he just said, I know you don't love me the way, a husband and wife should, but I'll love you enough for the both of us. Like, he was totally fine that he was just wanted to be with me, which was strange. And I was like, he treated me like a queen to the fact of, hey, do you want Chinese food? Yeah, if you do. You want Mexican? Yeah, if you do. But it just got boring. If anybody, if that, it just got boring. Like, hey, do you want to go to? Yeah, if you do. Do you? Yeah, if you. Everything was sure if you want it. Sure if you do. And as much as it was nice and fun and everything, it just got boring. It got. I like a little pushback. I like a little bit of you know what, babe, we really can't afford it this week. Or, hey, well, I'd like you to be home by midnight. I mean, we have plans for tomorrow, so I don't want, you sleeping all day because we're going to go somewhere. I just wanted some kind of, I don't know. And it's not like, oh, you didn't know you were loved. No, I knew I was loved. It's not like I needed him to be jealous. It's not like I needed him to be anything like that. I just needed a living, breathing being, and not just a warm body. And for me, it was just it broke my heart to tell him because I knew it was going to crush him that I wanted a divorce. But it was not fair for him to be in a relationship where I didn't see him as attractive. I saw him just as we're just friends and he treats me nice and we ended up getting married. I mean, and I felt horrible because he deserves a woman that looks at him like the sun and the moon set with you and all the butterfly feelings you get when you're in love. He deserved that. And I literally had to ask myself, is it fair that I do this? And I did feel bad doing it because I shouldn't have done it, just because I should have just stayed. Like, I felt bad that I did it, but in the end, he is happily married now. And I never knew that this could feel as good as it feels because it feels amazing. And I never had this with anybody. And Joe pushes back. He doesn't give me everything I want. He tells me no. He has a backbone and a half. I mean, y'all see him on there. Like, he's like, no, it's not ready yet. No, it's got to go longer. Like, he definitely pushes back. Or if, like the kids, raising the kids, it was always like, I want Destiny to do some housework if she's going to use the car. And I'm like, I don't want Destiny doing any housework. And Joe's like, well, then she's not using the car. Like, there was actually, he wanted her to learn, if you want something, you have to earn it. I wanted to just give them the car, give them I mean, for the most part, the kids usually wore Uggs and North Face. Every year we got a new pair of Uggs. We go to Chicago. It was a shopping trip every weekend, or not every weekend, every winter. We would do the first or second week in October. We'd go to Chicago. We'd stay down on Michigan Ave, and we'd go down to North Face because we didn't want what was at the mall, the local mall. I wanted them to have a variety. So we went down to Chicago. We went down to, just took them shopping. They picked out the Uggs, Drew, not Dusty, whatever. They picked out what they wanted. So Joe had already said they already get that part of it. Hey, Kimmy, they already get that. Hey, Courtney. So they knew what was, they did get good things in life, Joe said, but they also should earn things in life. So that's why he said it's not like she's she's just should learn that if you're going to use the car, you're not only are you going to replace the gas with where it's at, but you're going to bring it back at an hour that we give you. But you're also like, he tried to instill rules, and I just felt like he still is the dad. He does the dad stuff that I needed him to do as a partner. I know you are. Hey, Nate, baby. I know that they needed it, but I also knew that my mom was so strict with us, you guys. Like, Mom, I forgot my paper. She's like, okay, well, you'll have to bring it tomorrow. And I was like, Mom, like, it's due today. She goes, well, then next time you'll remember. Like, I hated my mom being like that. Like, I was literally so the opposite that I almost went too far, I would say. Because Joe wanted them to, if you don't respect the home, you don't respect me, you don't respect the car. Like, Destiny had her softball cleats on. She would open the door and kick it with her foot to keep the door open. It was an innocent gesture. She held it open with her cleats. Well, Joe thought, it's not your vehicle, it's our vehicle. And you treating it with your cleats like that, you could do something to the speaker. You're leaving your marks on it from the cleats. So Joe was a very much stickler, a huge, and I always thought it was not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like, who cares? Like, I think about it when I got out of softball, when I got out of soccer, because I played soccer, I was just like, whatever, bro. Whatever you want me to do with the door, whatever, I'll do it. Like, I just didn't want to be that. But that's why we work. That's why we work. Joe's how he is, and I am how I am. Fast forward, I said all that to say, we're now adults. We do have chips or ice cream. The other morning we woke up, we had ice cream at 8:30. We don't do, like, we have whatever we want. There's like literally, if he would never tell me, babe, are you going to clean? I clean because it gives me anxiety. But he would never say, hey, are you going to do the dishes? Like, he knows that my hands are pretty bad right now, and they get bad. He literally just comes down and does some dishes, and I said, babe, I'm sorry, I'll do them. And he's like, no, I don't need you to do them. I'll wash what's in here, and just tell me. Like, he would never tell me to clean, do dishes, nothing. We have the most laid back relationship. And that's funny though, because my first husband, or not my first one beat my ass, but the one in between that I felt like I took advantage of, I did take advantage of him. Not I felt like I did take advantage of him. He was like, oh, I know that you and I are really different. This is when we were separating. He's like, I'm just hoping that you'll grow up and mature. Hey, Joe Nathan. Simp reporting for duty. I love you. He was like, I was hoping you would grow up and you wouldn't always be in the mindset of tortilla chips at 10. There you go, Grateful. He goes, I was hoping you would mature and not always be goofing and playing jokes and laughing and acting like a crazy woman. And I'm like, really? Like, you were hoping that would happen? Like, I'm 29. And if it hasn't happened, I mean, no, I don't know. But we did try to make it work for about a year. And he was like, tried to be lenient and laid back the way I was. But you could tell he was uncomfortable. And I tried really hard to be an adult. But I adult with my kids. I parent with my kids. I go, hey, make sure your homework's done. You guys bring your papers over here. Do you have all of your stuff? like I go to conferences, like I do the parenting thing with my children. Like I'm not an adult. I'm still like a kid. So I said that part to say this is why the Lord has reasons for us to be where we are, because to this day, me and Joe still act like we did back 20 years ago. And Destiny has said on multiple occasions, she said, Gee, I'm still deciding if I want to get up and grab the chips or if I will them to you, Liz. Will them to you. Um, she said that when she visits her dad's, she said it's just really somber there. She says it's just real quiet. There's just him and his wife that he's with. I think they've been together for like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years. That they're very somber, serious. And she said, Mom, it's just so different. Like, it's just, I feel funny. I feel funny going over there. And she goes, I just look and I go, how were you and my mom together? And I mean, they don't really talk to each other anymore for other reasons. It's not for me to share with anybody, but they don't see each other. She's over in Budapest right now, and she was in Phoenix before that. I'm sure if she was in that town, she probably would, but she's moved abroad, so she doesn't see him. But she said, Mom, it's just so different. That's so cute. What you said. It's there's I am how I am, and I don't know. Sometimes Chase will comes over, and I'll be like, Chase, you help me be an adult. Like if you see me say something that you're like Bonnie, and he's like, what? That's you've tried that before, Bonnie. I'm like, shut up, Chase, bro. Try to help me. Like I just don't want to be. I mean, we only live once, bro. We live once. Live it the way you feel. It makes me happy to laugh. It makes me happy to joke around and play around and bullshit and I try not to take life serious for the most part. I mean, if it's gonna hurt somebody's feelings, I won't do it. But I also know that you have to protect yourself in your heart. You have to think about. You have to think about. Now that would be bomb to have the chips on a pull line, like a zip line. Oh, that'd be excellent. Um, I just think that you grow old faster by growing up quicker. You know, Joe. If I wanted to stay in bed all day long, Joe would literally not care one way or another. He would be like, "Cool, what are we watching? Let's watch something on Netflix." Um, for the most part. I mean, it's not that we. It's about making yourself happy. I agree, Liz. I think to protect ourselves, we have to be willing to hurt some feelings sometimes. Because I used to be such a people pleaser, and there was no happiness in that. There's not because we don't even care that our self is being trampled on because we're too busy caring that you are pleasing somebody. You're looking, were you happy? Did I make you happy? That at the end, you didn't even make yourself happy. And I mean, it is hard. I mean, especially having two parents, Jesse and Drew would go over there, then they'd come over here, two totally different vibes. Me and Joe have always been, let's make dinner. We're going to make hot dogs. We're going to put in little cups. We're going to put cheese and onions and pickles. We're going to do corn chips. So that way, if somebody wants to make that into a walking taco, we're going to have the chili sauce. And it was just supposed to be dinner. But they also had the Tigers on. So we're going to make it fun. We're going to watch the Tigers. We even got the little foil wrappers. And we wrapped up the dogs. They look like you buy. Joe made popcorn. We put it in bags, all to watch a Tigers game on a Tuesday night. We don't care if it was a Tuesday night or it was a Saturday afternoon. If the Tigers are on, we're gonna do it. We had a second floor that had like our 70-inch, I think it was 75-inch TV, but we set it up like candy machine on one side and then a popcorn machine on the other. And at any time the kids, as long as it looked, and they usually kept it up, they could have their friends over any time of day, any hour, any day. The only thing was if they had to be home. Like if it was a school night, they had to go home by 10 or 11. I mean, they're in high school though. I mean, really, you guys. If my 16-year-old is choosing to be home and watching movies or hanging out in the basement with 3 or 4 of her girlfriends, why am I going to tell them to go home, get out of the house at 11 o'clock? Like, hey, whatever your parents say is your curfew, that's what your curfew is. Um, it's just, you know, back in 2014, 15, 16, there was still stuff that weren't good. There were people smoking slice spice or whatever that's called. There were people doing things and the aerosol cans. And we watched Intervention. I mean, you got to just eventually just put your trust in your kids are going to make the right choices. But you know what was so funny is Destiny, our little perfect, like, oh, whatever. Not that she's perfect, but she went away to school and all that. She wasn't like that in high school, but she was taking one of her friends home, and they were messing around in the back where they had a dart, what's it called? Like a dart gun? Not a dart gun. Where it does little pebbles or the rubber things. I'm not smoking the slice. I don't know what it's called, Liz. Um, they're like dart guns or something like that, but they have little rubber balls in them. Anyways, she he they were out in the back. We had in the back there was like a creek and like there was just we had property that was like a creek and a woods behind our house. So they would just shoot stuff out there. One of her friends, and it was just a bunch of friends come over, and he grabbed his backpack because she was giving him a ride home. She gave him a ride home. He grabbed his backpack and his little dart gun or whatever that kind of gun it was. It fell out of his little backpack. Well, because we lived in a very kind of little snooty tooty town, if there's cars out at 11:30, 12 o'clock, they check cars and all that. So, airsoft gun. Liz, damn. Yes, an airsoft gun. Um, when she got pulled over, just they were kind of like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And the cop came around the side and was flashing in the car to see what was going on in the car, who was in the back seat. She was by herself because she was taking her friend home. And he saw that on the back seat floor. And all that was sticking out, of course, not the little red part that lets them know it's not an actual pistola, but it was like one that was just the handle and the little trigger part you could see because it fell out of his backpack. So it just fell in whatever way it fell. Part of it fell underneath the seat and the handle fell out of, visible. And then he's like, ma'am, exit the vehicle. Destiny said she was crapping her pants. She goes, Mom, I was so scared. She goes, I mean, and mind you, it's a very not welcoming of this skin tone community. It still isn't. Like you just find some that are okay with it and some that aren't. She goes, Mom, I was so scared because all this stuff was already on TV, and now she was so paranoid. Anyways, the guy found it. The officer pulled it out, saw that it wasn't real, told her she needs to make sure that it's put away because of the wrong person could see that, and everything would have ended differently. But it was just you guys, the first time, Destiny's first job ever. She applied at Walgreens. That's the kind of luck Destiny has. That's what I said. I wanted to say that to say this. Destiny has that kind of luck. Her very first job ever. And she found out that Walgreens was hiring. They hired her, but she was 15. She had to wait a month until she turned 16. They put her on the schedule. She turned 16. She goes into her very first shift. Okay? She works 3 hours training to learn the register. Blah, 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 blah. She works from 1 o'clock to 4 because it has to be a safe time. So it's on the weekend from like 1 to 4 on a Saturday afternoon where nothing bad can happen. Okay? What do you think happens? Somebody comes in there and asks her to give her all the money from the register. Yes, you guys. Destiny's very first job was she got robbed at knife point. I swear to you, I'm not lying. I swear to you, I'm not lying. They asked her. He went up to the counter with cough or cold medicine, and Destiny goes, just so much. She goes, I said, "Oh, you're not feeling good." She goes, "We're told to make some kind of conversation with them," and so she made a conversation with them, and her conversation she made with them was, "Oh, you're not feeling good?" And he said, "No." And then he looks down at her and looks at the knife he pulled out and said, "Give me all the money in the drawer." And the guy said, "Don't look up." And she's like, "You guys, you know what my daughter said? We went to church. We go to church. We were very active in our church." She said, "God is not going to be very happy with you." I swear to you, you guys. My daughter told him that God is not going to be very happy with him. I was like, Destiny, you weren't worried about anything? Wow, if anyone would pull over those who treated me like a whole crackhead because my mom left one of her. Oh my God, Liz, no. Wow, if anyone robs me, I'm going to help them carry it out as soon as they pull a weapon on me. That's what I told her. I said, "Weren't you more scared that it would upset him?" She goes, "No, I was more like, what are you doing, buddy? Like, this is stupid. You're robbing a Walgreens." Destiny's more of like thinking, Destiny, tell him the story. Tell him the story about your at Walgreens. Or just say if it's true or not. You don't have to tell the story. Am I lying or not, Destiny? Did you or did it not happen? Your very first job. And what happened? Destiny. She's telling the truth. It wasn't funny. She called me. I got robbed. It's not funny. It's not funny. And I'm not laughing about it. I'm not laughing that it happened. I'm saying that's my daughter literally has that kind of luck. She has the luck of, I mean, why did the guy go to her register? Why didn't they go to another register? Why did somebody have to take my poor innocence, my daughter's innocence, and drag it through the damn mud? I had, I had, I hadn't even gone through the training on what to do. That's what I'm saying. I was telling you, she barely was literally. I mean, she was still in training mode, you guys. My poor innocent baby. That's what we like. She was so brave. Destiny, what did you actually say to the person though? Did you just give them the money, or did you ask them about who was going to be disappointed in them? This was part of your. I wonder if they sent him in as part of your training. It was like hands-on training. Bill, it's your turn. Go in there. Tell her, act like you're gonna buy some cough medicine, and then pull out your little switchblade and tell her to give you all the money. I felt so bad for her. We came and picked her up. We brought her home. I felt. I felt glad that I felt glad that she was safe, but I think she was in shock and we were in shock. The company was in shock. Everybody was in shock about their little 16-year-old. Um, like, I think they were just in shock. They weren't expecting it. Yeah, what did they say to your comment, Destiny? I felt like she felt like she was informing them. I'm gonna hold on. Hold on. Oh my God, you did? Destiny, I took the link so you could go live. Oh, you're on your way to work. Okay, you guys, I'm on the phone with her. What did you tell him when he held you up like that? What was your response to him? Oh, because I'm on the phone with you on a FaceTime, but I'm also on the phone as your app, your YouTube app. I'm on your YouTube app. That's why you can hear me through that. Okay, so what did you tell him when he said, "Ma'am, give me all your cash only"? What did you say? Give me the money, and I was like, I don't even know how to do this. And then I tried to open the thing, and then he said that he's so sorry, he's doing this for his kids and stuff. And I was like, who did you tell him was going to be disappointed in him? Wait, like God's going to be disappointed or God's going to be mad? How are you supposed to do that in jail? How are you going to do that in jail? Who sits and argues with a robber? My daughter. My daughter. Registered still at the same time, so it's like simultaneous. And then there was a room behind me that I thought maybe I could grab the room, but I don't know what to do. It was my first day. So. All right, thank you very much, ma'am. Have a good day. That's it. That's from the eyewitness. Who's going to argue? I'm going to say, here you go. Take the damn money. I thought you were serious, Liz. I'm going to knock you out. I thought they really did train you for that. He pushed the knife closer to you, Destiny? What did I say? Yes, at 16, Commander. My damn little innocent baby. Taken her virginity and ran over the road with it, dragged it down the street like it was garbage. How dare he? My little baby girl didn't know what to think. I felt bad for her, though. It's okay, babe. Okay, so did you or did you not have training for trafficking? Because I know where you lived. I don't want to say anything. Let me see. I'm not going to say it. Never mind. I was going to make a comment about something, but let me just not. Okay. I live, no worries. See, that's my daughter, you guys. That's my daughter. That's how we have raised our, that's literally how we raised our kids. Hey, I'm still alive. It's all good. Honest to God, we never ever, you can't plan for the bad, but take it and ride it out. You're still alive. You're good, mama. Tell me that, it's not that you don't care that things are bad. What do you do? You either pick up your bootstraps and keep walking, or you trip over them and keep complaining that your bootstraps are down by your feet. What do you do? It's sad. Everybody's gonna have bad and good. Nobody's gonna always have good, and no one's gonna. You just have to see. But you guys, when I started thinking about, I was like, yeah, the cost of stuff is kind of high. Whatever, we're not gonna get that. We're gonna cook like this instead. I'm so paranoid now, just because of everything that's kind of how do I say this without saying anything? I don't want my stories about when me and Joe go shopping and why we switched our cooking around, because I started thinking, what if people start thinking that me sharing that is me sad fishing? Because other things were being kind of mentioned that I just told Joe, I'm like, I don't want to share that with them anymore. because I share it with them like, we want to make this, but instead we're going to make this because. But then I'm like, is somebody going to take that as us sad fishing? Because I'm not. I just wanted to let them know the reason why we're not making this is this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to share that stuff anymore because I don't want to be accused that I'm sad fishing my subs. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts about it? Because I'm not doing that. I don't know. I guess I'm excited to tell you guys how much stuff costs because we don't have a lot to buy expensive ones. I want to show you guys how to do the less expensive ones. But then if somebody goes, why do you have to say that? Why do you mention it online for a reason? Yeah, because I want them to know the reason I'm not cooking a souffle, but you can still make this meal that's cost $7 instead of it being $70. You know what I mean? Like I want people to know that there's another avenue to take, not just the one avenue of shit. If somebody wants to buy the prime rib, I guarantee you I can know how to make that. But I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. All right, girls. Um, you guys, there's this show called. There's a show, and it's really fun. You guys just look up. Well, it's not just cooking shows. Well, we were watching this show, and okay, they show this guy. He was a marriage divorce. He was a divorce. He was a bailiff for a divorce, and I saw this on TikTok. So I got to tell you this because it's not funny. Please don't let me laugh while I say this. There was a bailiff who was a bailiff, and you guys probably saw the TikTok too. Bye, Grateful. Um, okay, you guys. So I think it was like divorce court. Oh my God, yeah, that's what it's called, divorce court. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. It's like divorce court, and the divorce court, they are kind of going like he's saying his spiel, she's saying her spiel. Well, then they get through saying their spiel, and then the judge is like, well, why do you not want that, or why do you not want it? And he goes, well, because when you're married, you're mad. What I don't want to be in that because I don't know one person that's married that doesn't isn't about anger, all about anger. And then they show the bailiff, and he goes, look at him, he's mad too, because he said he's been married for 20 years. And the judge said he's been married for 20 years. And then the guy goes, yeah, look at him. He looks like he's mad. And then the bailiff guy looks over at him like, no, kind of smiled, a little half a smile. Dude, tell me why. Tell me why. A couple years later, they found that guy murmured his freaking wife. That took a turn because the judge was using the bailiff guy as an example. Like, look, he's been married for 20 years. There's good about it. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be bad. Then they show him, and they show him like in his orange jumpsuit, and then they showed him. They were, like it was a news heading saying, "Tell me why, yo." He murmured his wife after the bailiff just used him as an example. I was dead because I was like, oh hell no, he didn't do that. No, like somebody that was on the show with him. Man, that's awful. You know what I watched the other day was people that winning the lotto changed their life, bad and good. And there was one guy who was like from the hood, just a regular bro. He won a ticket, and he didn't know how to say no. Like he just felt like I want to help them all, and he helped everybody, helped everybody, helped everybody. And he, like, people would ask him for a car loan, a house loan, and he won like $2 or $3 million. Okay, well then he meets some chick, and the chick's like, yo, let me help you handle your money, because people are going to keep coming to you left and right and asking you for money. So I'm going to start distributing the money. We're going to put it away so that way it's handled properly and people aren't just coming and getting a loan from you. Tell me why this bitch, she murmured him, but she made sure that he signed um, what is that called, for the power of attorney, that she has all of the control on it. So then, like 6 months, everybody's like, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen Joe Blow. Anybody seen him? No. Well, she goes, he said he was taking a vacation. He said he was going out on vacation. So yeah, he's gone now. He's, but he wants me to handle his finances. She had him sign that letter before she murmured him. So when he was missing, and she told everybody that he was out on vacation enjoying his life, he's traveling the world with all of his money, she was over there with the whole bank account in her name. A different story, but yeah, contestant who answered a marriage question. No, that's awful. That's awful. I know I saw one where some guy goes, something that your wife sucks at, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, in bed. I was like, bro, you're going home with her. Like, oh, man, you dug your own grave. Whatever she does to you, you know what? It's justified. Justified. Go for it, woman. I'll give you the pardon. Yeah, that's just craziness. Craziness. Did anybody wake up the other morning and find out their damn Twitter's gone? It's now just a black little X, and I was kind of pissed. You do remember it? Is that awful, Commander? Awful. Shit. Mean. You guys, I tried doing the little hack. It said like, download this on shortcuts and then put this image for this. I tried doing my Twitter back. Yes, Liz, it's an X. I don't have a problem with X, but I don't recognize it. I certainly don't go, hey, let me check out Twitter. Let me see I used to be on Twitter a lot more before YouTube took over my life. Like, I thought, okay, what happened was I was on YouTube to look for the Johnny Depp case. Got on the Johnny Depp case. I was on Twitter all the time. Then I got on YouTube for the Johnny Depp, because I used to watch Emily D. Baker, love her to pieces. And then I put in the heading, Johnny Depp or whatever. And then it took me to people giving their view on it versus just Emily D. Baker. Well, then when everything on YouTube, on Facebook came out about the Marvin case, I said, oh, I wonder if Emily D. Baker's covering it. So I put in the top heading, Von McCrae, or Dre McCrae, Von and Dre McCrae. And I was thinking that, I don't know why, I thought it was big enough news that Emily was covering it. But then I saw people with their views on it and their take on it. And that's how I stumbled onto another creator's platform. I put in the heading because I wanted to see, because I had already followed Emily D. Baker for the Johnny Depp case. I thought surely she's going to have something on this. And then I ended up on a whole different creator site. And I just kind of, what a tangled web we weave. Shut up, Liz. Our lives mirrored each other. I mean, you just kind of wonder. And then I'm going, honest to God, you guys, I thought, oh man, I feel like listening to Cube, like old school Cube, or I feel like listening to, like I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to Metallica and Motley Crue, and I listen to Cube and Eazy-E. I listen to it all. I mean, then on another day, I'll listen to, I listen to all different kind of music. I like Mexican music. I like rock music. I like classic rock. I like Van Morrison. So I don't pay for Spotify because I like Garth Brooks, and Garth Brooks won't release his shit to certain people. And I said all that to say, I put in music, like, blah, 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 blah. That's all I thought YouTube was. I literally thought, you do? I love a good dumpster fire. That's how I found my way to the dumpster fire. Commander, you're absolute. Did I know it? No. I thought, like I said, everybody comes here to listen to music. That one video 12 years ago, that's what I came for. Just listen to some Stevie B. And I'm jamming out to my Stevie B. Then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood for some She Goes Down, like Motley Crue. Like I want to listen to old school shit. When I was in high school, I like Motley Crue. I like Dr. Feelgood. So I 1 minute I'm listening to Stevie B. I'm listening to Motley Crue. Then I'm like, Joe, Joe walks in the room and Joe can't get into any of that Stevie B shit. So I'm like, whatever. So then we start listening. I'll put on Van Morrison, and we start listening to Van Morrison and Santana. We'll listen to just more blues music. I thought that's all YouTube had to offer. Ever. I only thought YouTube was music. So then when I saw Emily D. Baker, I'm like, wow, there's a whole chat. And we had it on the big TV. So it's like 50-inch TV. We're watching everybody's comments and we're cracking up. And then you could kind of like press the person's name and you take you to their page. And I was like, what's that about? Like, here's this person, like she made this name to go onto this Emily Baker site. And so now when I fast forward, when I found out that I put in Von McCrae and I went to that person's link, I happened to see the red bottom and it said live because Emily D. Baker was usually live. So I go, oh, cool, this person's live. I went to that creator and that creator was doing live on Dre McCrae, and everybody in the chat was saying stuff. I now knew because I did it with Emily D. Baker. You can click on their name and so you pretty much find the rabbit hole. I clicked on that person's name and then you go, oh wow, she's got videos too. Then you click on another person's name. So like say Autumn Renee was in there. Then I could click on hers and I go, oh wow, she's got a bunch of videos. Let me check out those. And then I found everybody on the YouTube world back in June. Like June, July is when it started. The yarn, the ball of yarn started to come unraveled. I didn't know there were lives on YouTube. Yes, bitch, yes. The black market of YouTube. Bitch, it's the black market, the black hole. It's literally the abyss. Because it's almost like, what's that thing called? The Bermuda Triangle. You go in and you probably will never come back out. Because it's like, okay, now that I know, but now look at my friends. I would have never known Liz. I've known Liz for almost a year now. I would have never known Liz. Never, ever. I would have never known Marissa. I mean, I'm grateful that I know them, but I mean, our paths would have never crossed. I think it's a blessing that I cross paths with the people I cross paths with. Am I glad what happened to me last year and whenever I was with the other creators? No. I've lost my kidneys 3 times over. Bet you done sold your soul. I mean, because for a time you're with the wrong creator. You don't know it at the time you're with the wrong creator. It's not until somebody throws a life preserver out. Because even then, my daughter was like, Mom, it's like not you to be following somebody like this. And like the way she got on right now, I told her to do that on another person's. And she goes, do you know what this person's like? Have you ever listened? And I didn't, believe it or not, I didn't. I don't know, that's not an excuse, but I didn't. And that was like last December, the Idaho floor had happened. And she's like, Mom, they're not nice. Like, that is not you. You are not this person. You don't even let us talk when we get frustrated with something. You're like, oh, Destiny, You don't know what they're going through. You want to be, just try to be considerate of them and try to think about them. Or like yesterday, they had given her chicken from work because it was left over. And I said, "Oh, babe," she goes, "Mom, I'm so excited. They said I could take it home." And obviously, you guys know that we send what we can over there to her. And then I said, "Oh, babe, how was it?" She goes, "Well, they gave me 2 pieces, so I can save one for tomorrow." So she was ecstatic. That's the best part about working in the kitchen. She goes, "Mom, I've never been so happy to clean up my roll the." She's working there while they're getting her visa, so she can get her job where she needs to get it over there. Okay. I said, "So they gave you 2 pieces?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to say one for tomorrow and one for today." And I said, "Oh, babe," I said, "that'd be really nice of you if you shared it with her best friend." And I don't want to say the names, but anyways. And she goes, "Oh, but I was going to save it." And I go, "No, you don't have to give him the other one for tomorrow, but offer it to him. Like, he's going to see you come in with something." And she goes, "Mom, but I'm so hungry. I haven't had anything all day." And I said, "Mama," I said, "would you want him to, when he walked in, wouldn't you want him to send you, like, to say?" I joined Patreon after that. Yeah. Shut up, Commander. Yes. Um, so she said, I was sad, but I'm so excited, Mom. And I said, "Mama's," I said, I did not raise you to be like that. Like, let me put it away." And then she goes, "I know, Mom, but," and I said, "You do what you want to do, Mama. So I'm just telling you." And so that's why to her it was so off color for her to go into that chat, when she went into that chat and see. Very good way to say that, Liz. It was a bad investment, to say the least. Because we went without, like, we didn't have any cable here. So we had no Netflix. Like, we went on, like, what we got was what, that's how we watched our movies. We don't have channels. So we would use our phones or whatever to whatever that. So we'd watch the Hulu, we'd watch um, Netflix, and we'd watch Amazon Prime. Okay, so we canceled all those things so I could be over there, and it was stupid. I regretted it. But Joe made the sacrifice. He went without any of the Netflix on his phone. He went without any of it, so that way I could be over there. The camaraderie, you guys. The hardest part is the holidays. Going through the holidays without my dad. Drew and Destiny weren't here, so it was very hard. And if there was somebody that was giving me a little bit of laughter, then all of a sudden you're going over there, and the friendships that you make in the Patreon. Yeah, there were a lot of people that would exchange numbers because now they trusted you because you were in Patreon. So they give you numbers when you're texting, you're becoming friends. Not great friends, but just somebody that I can now, when I'm having a hard day, thinking, my dad, and the holidays are tough, and Christmas time. And but then when she said it, I was actually not feeling good one day, and I didn't do my job. We consider it a job because you drop links and you copy, paste, drop links, make sure the names are good, make sure all this shit's good. I didn't do that. I just listened, and I started not not I started noticing, I guess when I wasn't working, I had just my earbuds in, because most of the time when I was there and did it, my eyes were sitting there looking, 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 looking. Okay, when I got off, I got off. I got off. I closed the app. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to hear it. Nothing. When it was done, it was done. So for a week, I was just like, let me just listen to what she heard. And I was just grateful that she said, "That's not who you are." So I told you the story about my baby, about her chicken that she brought home from work. So today, we're talking. This she calls me at 7 because it's 7 hours difference. And she goes, "Mom," I was like, "Hey, how did it go? Blah, 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 blah. What did you get? The actual coachings?" Thank you, Liz. I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Um, she goes, blah, blah, blah. We're talking. She's filling out the information for her visa, whatever. And then all of a sudden she goes, just so you know, I split my chicken with Achman. Oh, I said his name. Shit. She goes, I split my chicken with him. And I said, didn't that make you feel better? And she's like, yeah. So that's why to her, you guys, for me even, it wasn't a mix. Like if I came on and you guys heard me going, F you and F that and hey, infidel mama, infidel lady, I'm sorry. If y'all came on and I was like, F you and F that and can suck my, like I was just very, very aggressively vulgar, you guys would probably go, hey, Stargaze mom. Oh yeah, last night. Um, yeah, so that was just my view on it was just very much I guess you had to be there to know what you did or didn't want. Um, it's just different, you guys. Very it's very it's just different. I'm glad that I made the choice. I'm glad my daughter told me, um, Mom, this isn't you, and at the end of it, it wasn't. Um, but I also needed somebody to say that. Fast forward, I I'm I'm glad though, you guys, like you make friends with people that you're compatible with. You know what I mean? Like I think, and I told Commander that before when I took Chase's wrench, not for a personal reason. Um, I took Chase's wrench because I don't like having a bunch of wrenches. That's just me. There's some people that I really like a lot, and it's not that I don't want you to have a wrench. It's just that I only want to have like 8 wrenches. That's just me. Me and Joe made the decision. Like, even if people are very good friends of mine, I want the reason why we want 8 or the reason we have what we have. And so I took Chase's wrench because Chase doesn't even do anything with it anyways. And I think I was gonna I don't even know who I was gonna wrench, but I took Chase's wrench, and Commander was like, Chase, she just wants you to enjoy the show. Like to me, those are people that I mesh with. I mesh with people that don't want people's feelings hurt. I mesh with people that think about people and they're like Forgotten Whisper. Wispy's 1,000% me. Somebody came in last night going, man, your voice sucks and who are you? And this is boring. And Wispy was just like, oh, that's too bad. But stick around. You might like it. I'm sorry that you feel like that. Like, that's Whisper is my mentality is like, that's the kind of person that I would be. Like, that she's, and when I heard Commander do that to my nephew, when she didn't have to, she could have just been like, man, this kid's over here bitching. You just relax, Chase. Shit. Like, she could have been like that. Or she could have been like, okay, Chase, well, she took it, so deal with it, kid, or whatever. She could have been a whole different. um, Commander just took the time to explain it to a little 13-year-old in a 13-year-old mindset, which was kind. And most of them are like, I mean, I have a couple of cutthroat mods that are like, I see what you can. I mean, she don't F around. I see what you can has been on here long enough. She knows when somebody's trolling. She knows when somebody's putting stuff up that's just going to cause drama. Like, even though I don't know what that person put because I wasn't paying attention, I see what you can't got a hold of me and said, hey, I hid this person because they put this information out. Like, she's looking out for me because I will get in trouble if somebody's being doxxed in my chat. So I like that part of that. But then I come to find out that one of my girlfriends that I thought like this, I like that all my girls get down if they got to get down. That's the important thing. They're all very, very friendly. A couple of them are very rarely in other chats, which I absolutely love that they don't go, because it just seems like I don't like drama filled mods. Does that make sense? because I've already experienced drama in my life on this platform. I don't want drama that comes with them. I want people that come in, they hang out, um, they whether they're in another chat or not, they're not causing drama on the platform. The streets are dirty, messy, and grimy right now, and luckily and beautifully, all of my beautiful mods are nowhere near it, and I love that. I love it. Bitch, we all need that protection. I'm in the trauma protection. It's funny. Um, I think we're all given an opportunity to have what you want of this. Like I could have come to my channel and said, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and I don't care. I'm gonna prove my innocence, and I'm gonna do this on my channel because I can. But why? I don't. That's not who I am. I don't want that. I don't want to have a channel that's got shit like that on it. I want my channel to be where everybody comes. I don't care where you're from, and I don't care who you spent most of your time, what creators chat. I love that when you come here, we don't talk drama, we don't talk names, we don't talk. Um, we all just talk food. We talk funny. We talk happy. We talk Lizzo bullshit. We talk Taylor's. Is that her name? Taylor Swift? That sounds funny. Taylor. I think I saw somebody on here on YouTube. Their name is like Taylor Swift, or something like that. I haven't seen that name before. But anyways, if that's her name, it's Taylor. That sounds weird. Why did you call her Tay Tay? Is that her nickname? God, I feel 90 years old. Taylor Swift? Taylor's Swift. Ah! Liz, bitch, you make me say that shit? That's disgusting. I know we need, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the people. I 1,000% believe the cool kids. Liz, I'm going to punch you, bro. You know what it is, you guys? I am 1,000% believe what you put out, you get. If you've got drama attached to you, guess what? More than likely, you're going to get drama people in your chat. And the people in your chat are going to be drama. Like if somebody came in being mean to people, or if y'all heard me being mean to people, more than likely you guys are going to come in and be like, yeah, I told this lady off, and man, it felt good to shove it to her and tell her where she can. And everybody's all like high fiving you because you're a bad bitch. It's like, yeah, no, not in our chat. Nobody would do that because in our chat, everybody's very much like, hey, life with mommy. I think I'm gonna be putting on weight. No, we don't. But we do low fat things, you guys. This is the low fat channel. Okay, fine. It's not. It's not, bro. I don't want you to come with expectations. But I said that to say I love the fact that people are come here with lightness in their mindset. Like they come with, hey, what are we making? What are we doing today? What's going on? Like that's it. I don't care what's going on the streets. I don't want to know who's doing what to who and where and why. None of it. I want to know what you had for dinner last night and what you're making for dinner tonight. I want to know what a good recipe you have that you are holding out on. I love you. I love you. Liz, you know what? Your new sets of eyes on you. Um, you know what? There's a lot in there's a lot in there's a lot said in silence, you know? Like you get a lot more respect being silent, and I don't I like you just the way you are, bitch. You know, and the best part about it, you guys, You don't have to be the same way. Just because you were into drama, craziness yesterday, you got up today. You have another day. Start it today going, you know what? I'm not going to go back there. It could be mine. If you feel like I am, Joe Nathan. Oh, oh shit. Joe Nathan, I've got your back. Just because you're funny. But Liz, my girl, so I have to have her back. Hey, making that meatloaf. Sounds yummy, Commander. I hate it when my husband would ask me to make meatloaf because I'm like, ew, I don't like meatloaf personally. My daughter, my son, and Joe loved it. So I made it probably once a week when the kids were home. Now Joe asked for it, but we don't eat it. Like, I know I can make it for him, but what am I going to look at? Just the potatoes and corn? You guys, HEB had corn for 33 cents. Tell me why I bought 15 ears of corn. Yes, you heard me right. 15 ears of beautiful corn went in my damn cart. Why did you say? Because, one, it's a meal. Two, they're normally 55 cents an ear of corn. And if I can buy them for 33 cents, shit. All day, all night, on the weekends, and even in my sleep, I'll do that. So I say that to say, you guys, change something about your life that you don't like. Yum. She's making peach glazed pork chop with roast. Stargaze, why don't you start a cooking channel? See, Joe loves a meatloaf sandwich. Dude, he eats it cold. Do you eat yours cold too? Stargaze mom, can you please post a picture of that shit so we can all drool? Is that Stargaze mom? Do you know what? I just noticed your name. Your flower is my flower. That's a Stargaze. It's a Stargaze lily. Oh my God. How did I never know? I had those in my walkway. I had 6 of them. I had 6 on one side and 6 on the other, and that was my walk, like right at the, like when you come up, like here's the driveway, then it kind of curves. Then right where it curved, there was bark on the sides, but then right where my flower bed or whatever, it was my Stargaze lilies. Wispy, my beautiful. I was talking about you. That's my favorite flower, Stargaze mom. Oh my. I love them. I was talking about how I'm attracted to kind people. And I said, forgotten to whisper, that lady who was not being nice to you last night. It makes me so sad because you're such a kind person. And your reaction to her was like, oh, I'm sorry. That's too bad. Well, you're probably not going to like it again because she started telling a story. She started telling a story about, I think she was explaining the person that was on um, what was it called? She was explaining the story of the murmurs that happened in 1970s or whatever. And so the person was saying she didn't like poor Wispy's little voice. And then she goes, well, I'm sorry, but you're going to hear it again because I'm going to explain this. So she just takes it with so much, like, no anger, no mad, no mean. I love nice. Nice is underrated and not emphasized enough. And it's free to do. Like, it's free to smile. Smile at the guy that you're walking outside. I mean, geez, you know how long it's been? Maybe somebody hasn't interacted with him in months. Maybe they're going through something at home. They have somebody medical condition, or one of their kids just cussed them out when they got out of the car, and you took 32 milliseconds to smile. That's it. You just smiled. Liz, you are a sweetheart. Because you're my ride or die, bitch. You're a nice, kind person. You guys are all nice. I wouldn't be with you guys if you guys weren't super nice. I'm very, very, after the last, I protect my heart a lot. So, Liz, you want to be a bad bitch, but you're just a cuddly little friend. I know. I know. Isn't that weird that that would piss somebody off to be nice? Like, I mean, because they think that you're doing it in a backhanded way. Like, that's so rare that you find nice people these days. They automatically assume that you're doing it in a malicious way. But I mean, that's just the day and age we're at right now. If you say something like, I mean, I'm sure you could say things condescending, but you can also say things like, I just think it's underrated. I think it's underrated that, like, what is it going to hurt while you're here? Hit the likes. It's free. Nobody's going to charge you $1 to do that. Just hit the likes. That's nice to do. If you enjoyed it, like it. If your cashier was going, how long has she been there? Has she been there for 8 hours and she's waiting for the other person to come in, but she hasn't come in yet? Did she just get off the phone with her husband and her husband said, "Look, you dumb bee, I want dinner on the table"? Did her kid just say, "Mom, you always are making things so difficult"? Like, who knows what that cashier just went through? And you literally took a second to just smile and say, "Have a good day." Or you're a male person, you smiled at them. Like, how do you even realize the um, the traumatic amount of devastation that's going on in this world right now, whether it be job loss, financially, um, whether they're trying to make their dollars stretch at the grocery store, whether they're putting gas in and that's all the money they have. Imagine just smiling. You don't have to be condescending. You can just smile. And you know what? Some days I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, like me and Destiny got into it because I said something to her and she took it. Like, I'll say, "Oh, that's a good idea, but make sure you follow through because you don't want blah blah blah." And she received it as, "I don't follow through on anything. That's what you're saying." And I'm like, "No, that's not what I meant. That what I meant was just make sure, like, just ensure you do that." And then she's like, "Well, you're saying that I don't do it though." And it's like, okay, we hang up the phone, and I'm just kind of like, my heart's broken because the one time I spent on the phone with her was, yeah, you're right, Commander. It's suspicious nowadays. The hour or the 30 minutes we hang up, and it's like that. So then I feel horrible that we hung up like that. And then if somebody were to smile at me, at least it's like, you know what? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Maybe they asked the Lord for a sign, and you smiling at them was the sign. I mean, you just never know. And I tried to tell Joe that when we're driving. Like, he's like, "Holy cow, dude, could you go any slower? Could you cut me off? I mean, really, man, can you wait your turn?" And I'm like, "Babe, like, how do you know the kind of bad news he got? Like, how do you know he's not in the hurry to get to the doctor's office, or he's in a daze because he just got some horrible news?" Trust me, I've been there. Like, one minute I'm fine, the next minute my mom's like, um, "You need to come home because we have to go to the oncology for your dad." Like, you aren't like, let me drive perfect and let me drive with all of the in the line and doing everything perfect. I'm in a daze because I can't believe what I just heard. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know what somebody is going through. They don't mean to piss off people. They're just dealing with something that for some reason, and you just don't know if that reason is something that you would like to be pardoned. If in a month you're going to need to be pardoned with that, maybe you're going to get that same news in a month or 2 months or 2 years. You're going to hope somebody is going to show you a little grace. You hope somebody's going to show you that same amount of consideration. It's always weird me out when people thank me for being nice to them. I forget. 100%, Liz. I agree with you. Hey, baby. Weren't you wondering who was I talking to?
No, I figured.
You just waited for lunch, bro. I know you. Don't forget that. But thank you so much, Commander. I appreciate that love. And my laptop and a view easier to check. Nice. Last thing anyone wants to do is mistake my kindness for weakness. And that's just it. It's so suspicious nowadays that they do think that that's a signal or a sign of your weakness when you're going, you know what? I could pop off. Trust me, if I popped off, in my days I've popped off. And I've made a grown man feel like shit so much that he was pretty much begging me to please don't be, please don't call my manager or whatever. What does that gain? You guys, what does it gain? I like not being that person anymore. Yeah, it does piss them off, Liz, when they start yelling at you. And when I worked, I've worked in an industry before where this is the thing, you guys. I used to work in a hotel business, and when I worked there, I used to do it like at 19. God, they ended up tearing the building down, but it used to be called the Holiday Inn, and then like a Hilton brand bought them out. But anyways, I said that somebody said, "Hey, I was told I'd be able to check in at noon," and I'm like, I don't know who would tell you. I don't say that, but I'm like, oh, okay. All they wanted, you guys, for me just to call and find out if a room was available. It took, and this is exactly what I tell my girls. When I eventually became office manager there, this is what all they want you to do. They want you to care that they're waiting. They want you to care that you came in because you were told it would be okay. So if you say, I can check and see if that room is available, they're going to be so happy that you even called, because they now think not only that you believe them, but that you are trying to do something to get them in there. But for you just to go, sorry, we don't check in till 4. No, it's not going to happen. We don't do it till 4. Okay, be as mad as you want. You're still not going to check in at 4. Trust me, they do get nasty, and you definitely get to the point of just saying, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do, ma'am. Because you still want to, from that, I realized people just want to know somebody else cares. Empathetic, being empathetic with people, it matters. But aside from that, in real life, it matters. Like, it truly matters.
It's actually pretty good.
What is it, Daddy?
It's like a melon.
No, I'm not.
No, you try it.
I did.
It's
It's in
different.
the car.
No, it's different.
Bro, why do you want to?
It's the other one was, I think, overly right.
Not bad.
It's not bad. It's like a melon.
It tastes like a pear.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I've always been through a lot of abuse and hate since I was very little. I was very little. I never wanted to make anyone feel like I did from those that should have loved me. Aw. I think that's so true. That's so true. That's so kind of you to be empathetic for that reason. It really is. It always weirds me out when people thank me for being nice. It does too. It weirds me out now when I meet people on here that will send me, they literally send me an email, or they leave a message that says, "You're so kind, you're so genuine. It's just a breath of fresh air. It's nice to see." I 1,000% agree with you, Joe Nathan. There is power in compassion. It's underrated. It feels so good to know. I mean, yeah, it does feel good when people tell me that. You're so kind. It it catches me off guard, to be honest with you, that people say that
um, you're you're so nice or you're so pleasant. And for a while I figured it was because of the creator I came from, and I was very mean when I was there, or it was just deleting people or removing people or blocking people. But separate from that, it's sad that people are. Um, it's sad. The close off. Oh, it's sad that people are so um, shocked of kindness these days. Like that makes my heart so sad. That means that they've seen so little of kindness that you being kind. Is it warm? No, babe, I don't
Oh,
know.
it's so good.
Warm the shit up. It oh my god, I made a contractor cry. He took my kindness or weakness and tried to upcharge me because he upgrades part of the job without telling me it would cost me more. Oh yeah. Or Joe does work and then they come in and they go, "Oh, do you mind doing this?" And they added like another chunk, and then, "Oh, would you mind doing just adding a couple of names on there too?" Because he does murals, and then they go, "Would you mind?" And they added like literally 3 more days worth of work because he bidded it and he gave him the number, and then the person on the last couple of days was adding more things, and Joe just. I wish I would have been there because I would have been like, you added more. The bid was for this. These 6 more things that were added are now a new bid. So we're going to bid this again. And since we already did the work, you have approved it. But Joe's a good guy and just wanted the guy to be happy. No, Wispy. That just is frustrating. It really is, Wispy. Because when you come in, people come into your chat, and honestly, that's why when I went up there, I said what I said, because you do not run that kind of channel where anybody's attacked, and I wanted everybody to know that not only did she not do it, I will not have one of my friends get labeled with this label. Well, first of all, when it's a not true, and second of all, when when it was something that I had any kind of connections to. But no, I mean that's the sad part is people want people to be nice and kind and considerate, but then they're very see, and I think that's gross when people are like chingon in the way they speak. Like I think it's gross. Like, don't you want somebody like wouldn't it imagine if Joe talked to me in a course, get it, do it now, bitch. Like you guys would be like, oh, why would I want to watch this channel? That's gross. Like, first of all, why would I want to be here? That's gross. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's masculine for a man to be chingon because you know why? Because I've seen that. And guess what? It ended up me being in a relationship for 10 years and because I was too freaking weak to leave. But it's not that I won't never let that happen again. It doesn't necessary for that to happen. A man can respect a woman and a woman can respect a man. It doesn't show her weakness and it doesn't show his weakness. Everybody can just be respectful of each other's feelings. Like me, I wouldn't tell Joe, "Can you get up and help me with the dishes?" Like that's just would I would never say that. If I would like him to help me, I'd probably go, "Hey, do you think after we or hey, would you give me a hand if you do when you if you could sweep when we're done, we can watch this or do this." I mean, why would I say it in a very I'm a bad bitch, you listen to me? Because guess what? He's gonna stop treating me like I'm a delicate flower if I start acting like a bad asshole dick bitch to him. That's just what they do. I'm not gonna give names, but there was a person that we knew who was very independent. I don't need no help from no man. So she would carry things, open the. I put them in the freezer, ching down, babe.
Oh my goodness.
Honey, I'm so
What
sorry.
did you do?
Just put on the fries. He'll be okay, Daddy. There you go. You didn't even warm up the cabinet yet.
I have
Oh,
corn going.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah.
I love you. Okay. What happened was she was carrying things in her hand, and the partner said, "Let me carry that for you." She said, "I got that. I don't need no help." Then, we'd go out with them, and she would, there was a lot of things of opening the door, and she's like, "I got this. I don't need this," and it was probably about 3 or 4 weeks, almost a month, and then I noticed that he didn't do it, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." Like I thought it was noticeable. Let me say that. I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was noticeable that he let her open her own door, and he just there was just a difference in the behavior. Let's say that. And I said something to Joe, and we went. I said, "Hey, come with me in the bathroom." Blah blah blah. And then we and Joe were over there, and I was like, "Hey, is he off or something?" And he's like, "I don't know why." I was like, "I don't know. It just seemed weird that he didn't do like stuff he normally does." And he's like, "No, I didn't think. I mean, everything seems normal." We go back, we sit down, we're having a great time, and blah 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 blah. Me and my girlfriend talk a little bit later, and she was like, "How did you get Joe to be the as gentleman and caring and all this?" And I said, "I let him be the man. I let him do the things that he wants to do. If he wants to swing a door for me, guess what? I'm right there. Go, thank you very much, babe." I sound grateful when he did it. I sound appreciative when he did it. I don't sound take it for granted or I don't need it. And come to find out, we kind of just did it. It's a little uncomfortable when you go with couples, and a set of couples is like kind of bickering in a serious way. I mean, me and Joe kind of snap and pop off and go like, "Okay, get it yourself," and we joke about stuff. But there was like very, very crudely vulgar attacks of each other, which makes the rest of our couples that we go out like like just looking at the ceiling now. Okay, well, they ended up only going out for another 2. They ended up together for a couple years, but there was no more like carrying the load of laundry, carrying the basket, because they did that's what she had used the example, was that carrying the laundry from there, it was loaded, it was heavy, or opening the door, or taking the like just doing things that like some would say guys would do a little bit harder things. And my mom has always told me 2 things: always be ready when you're a man, when he's going to go somewhere. Because if you always say, "No, I'm good. No, I'm going to stay. No, I'm going to stay," he's going to stop asking you. And yeah, I agree, Joe Nathan. I like somebody to be like, I'm very independent. Like, y'all see, I'm a very opinionated, independent. But I'm also not stupida. If my man wants to be a man, you bet your ass I'm going to let him open my water, my soda. I mean, he started doing it because of my hands. Before that, he started doing it before my hands, because when he handed me a drink, whether it's a can or a bottle of soda pop, he'll open it for me and hand it to me. He'll open the door. If I ever complained about it, guess what he would do? He would stop doing it for me. See, that's the thing, is that you don't ever want to make them feel like, 1, you don't want to go to the store, or 2, that you don't need them, because men want to feel needed. Liz, stop it, bitch. I feel like Destiny's gonna be like that too. Oh shit, babe. That Destiny is really single for a long time. By the time she's ready to settle down, she's gonna be so independent. But I think that independence good. But I also think that the Lord sent us, if you ever decide to get in a relationship, the Lord sent us a help mate for a reason, so that they can help us in life. We can help them and they can help us. You don't have to have them do everything, and you certainly don't have to lose your independence to them. But guys don't sure want to feel needed. Guys want to feel like the guy in the relationship, and it feels nice. My boyfriend said he likes that I'm independent, but I do let him be the man. Exactly, Stargaze mom. Exactly. I mean, look at me. You guys see me on live. I mean, and Joe said from the beginning, I want somebody who I can push back with. I like somebody that's going to play with me. Yes, my daughter saw that movie, Commander, and she said this movie was basically, you're right, what you just said. Because it basically said they don't, she goes, I'm so glad I'm seeing it the night before I'm walking because it just gave me liberated excitement and like, I got this, I can do this, I can do anything. We don't need a man. Men are overrated. Which I agree with you, Commander. She said the Barbie movie didn't help young ladies, in my opinion. Because remember how she said that she's just so liberated, which is sad. I mean, it really is sad, though. I want people to feel liberated. You should feel liberated, especially from my first husband kicking my ass. I do feel liberated, but unless I plan to be alone and be my liberated ass. And yes, you can love being alone. People can love being alone.
I like being alone.
Yeah, Stargaze mom, yes. My daughter told me the same exact thing. Bitch, yes, why not take a man? He can pay for your bills. And guess what? You might actually enjoy his company. You can joke with somebody. You can laugh with him. It's not about, well, he paid for me, so now I got to cook him dinner, or he did this, so now I got to do this. But you start learning to enjoy the person's company. You don't care who paid the bill. You now just realize that the companionship is what you enjoy. Who cares who paid what? Who cares who did what? I enjoyed that we got a conversation. Nobody, um, like they get you. Isn't that kind of cool when you find somebody that gets you? I think once my daughter finds somebody like Liz, I was busy being used by the. I don't think that people should get in a relationship until they're ready to give up. I don't think that a relationship is 50-50. I think that you have to be willing to give it all, 100%. And when he's ready to do 100%, because how do you know the next.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
So that's good.
Oh.
Relationships are not 50-50. It's 100% from each individual. Yes. That's awesome.
Because you know what, you guys? What if you're in a relationship and you find out that this person is no longer able to do something? But you've only been used to putting 50% of your, you only do 50-50. He's not able to pull his 50. Well, shit. He better find a way to do his 50. No, like, oh, see ya, Info Lady. Thank you for stopping in. I mean, it's not that you have to do it all, but you're not there to keep track. You're not there because if you're there keeping track, more than likely you're going to get tired of doing. You're going to realize that, you know what, I've been putting in all this and you've done nothing. Like, bro, why even do it if you're going to keep track? That's gross. It's gross to do that. I want somebody who goes, hey, we both down for the long haul. Whether Joe knew that my hands were going to give out, I didn't know his back was going to give out. Why? If we would have said, look, man, I came into this with 50% of the work that I was going to do. And he goes, okay, well, you ain't pulling your 50% because I've done the laundry and the dishes 2 or 3 times. Joe's done it because my hands won't let me do it. So you just have to be down for the cause. And the cause is, what's the cause? For the right reason. You want to do it for the mentality of you're pulling not only what you are doing. You just definitely want to make sure that you're in it for the right reason. Friendships included, partners included. I mean, I probably have called on Liz more times than Liz has ever called on me. I can guarantee that. I mean, if she was like, look, bitch, you're gonna have to start pulling your weight around this friendship, or we done. My relationship is not what y'all are talking about. Quite the opposite. I'll be on my own again one day. Aw. You know what? The best part about being independent is having the mentality to find what you're looking for. I think that's great. My hubby and I agreed from the beginning what chores we would do, and it was good for over 25 years. My idea of chores is let shit do themselves. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, you guys. No, it's all good. Who cares, Liz? Yeah, well, you heard me break down too, bitch. So, you know what? And that's the thing is that you never think you're gonna find a good friend on 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 YouTube. You really don't. And we were blessed. We truly were blessed. There's good friends out there, you guys. Don't be. Not everybody on YouTube has got ulterior motives, negative, anything. Some people truly. I want get the corn paper plate, Daddy, so I can put lots of butter. Um, in invest in that friendship. If they are decent people, you guys, you can get to know each other on emails before you actually become, friends. See in the emails if that person is somebody that you think you would like. I love you guys so much. Wispy, you're such a good person. You deserve a good relationship, Mama. You really, really do. Everybody deserves a good relationship. Everybody deserves to be loved and to be treated like you're loved. Like somebody can say I love you. Shit, my ex-husband used to say he loved me as he kicked my ass. I mean, if you say you love me, you might want to treat me like you love me. Oh, Whole Foods, I love you. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna head out. The man made lunch. I'm gonna pull my weight and I'm gonna eat it. I love you guys so much. So yeah, by the way, I don't know if it's true about Lizzo, but I know it's true about Taylor. And I saw the people that were accusing Lizzo. Look into both of them, you guys. You never know. Maybe she had a good reason to be not a very nice person, but I don't think there's a good reason ever to not be a nice person. Aw, I love you guys. I love watching you and Joe together. Aw, thank you, babe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aw, Wispy, I love you. Y'all have a good night or good day. Enjoy your Thursday. Happy hump day. Well, what's it called? The day before Friday? They call it pre-Friday. Have a great pre-Friday, y'all. Lizzo's in trouble. I know, bitch. I know. I love you guys.